This is a student support video for the coaching assignment 2. This is a video to outline the session plans and content, which is the final element of this assignment. There would be a minimum requirement of 6 to 10 session planners. These session planners will need to be linked and based upon the information you've identified in your introduction and your main section on periodization. So there can't be a set of generic session plans put in. They need to rely and use the information and the planning principles that you've outlined at the beginning of this assignment. So the 6 to 10 will need to include and be focused on the mesocycle that you've prioritized, e.g. pre-season, in-season, post-season, the training principles, fit principles in terms of intensity and specificity of training, all those issues that you've identified, plus the timings and content that are related to your age group. All of these need to be evident in these session plans. The session plans also need to be linked so we can see and understand how over a 6 to 10 week period, for example in pre-season, how you aim to develop. All the training principles and the mesocycle issues need to be outlined. So for example, pre-season, you may start light, increase the intensity and volume of training during the sessions for 12 to 13-year-olds boys or girls in any sport. In front of you is the rugby example, and your timings, the activities that you focus on may be related to more fitness development with some skills. During weeks 2 to 3, you may increase the volume again. 4 to 5, you may increase the volume again, and then 6 may taper the volume intensity leading up to the first few matches. So we'll be looking for these principles all the way through these session planners. Please complete the session planners as you would normally, with all the details that would be expected. So just the basic information here. You're learning from previous sessions, especially as you progress into sessions 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and beyond. We'll need to indicate how it's linked to the previous sessions and the mesocycle. Personal action points for previous session you may not necessarily want to focus on, but just identify how the training and volume intensity may change. The goals for the session here are important, and again your opportunity to clearly identify how it links back to the training principles that you've identified for this particular mesocycle. The rest of the session then is as normal. So be clear about your games, the content and organisation, but also consider timings, intensity expectations, progressions and specificity principles. So if it is a pre-season example, can we balance the fitness training principles related to their sport and their position, but also identify areas where skill development can continue during the pre-season, especially for the younger age groups, because we need to consider the LTAD model, and the LTAD model will still be focused on skill development, even though we're also considering a competition cycle. As is expected, please complete the 5 C's and again ensure that this information relates back to those planning principles that you've identified in section 2 of this assignment. What we won't be expecting in your session plans will be the review and session plans or evaluation plans to be completed. All I'm looking for at this stage is the front page and the content to be completed and linked back to those planning principles. This section does not need to be included on each of the 6 session plans.